One of the other things we're following, of course, in the aftermath of the storm, power outages. Still thousands without power this morning.
Yeah, outages are reported in Gretna, New Orleans East, and of course the hardest hit area in Arabi in St. Bernard Parish. This morning we get an update on some of the restoration efforts from Energy Louisiana.
John Hawkins, the Vice President of Distribution Operations, is joining us now. Thank you for taking the time to join us. And let's just start with the latest outage numbers you guys are tracking.
Thank you for having me. And right about now, we've got about 4,000 customers who are still impacted, but we're mobilizing resources and we're working to restore those customers who can safely take power.
And I'm assuming the hardest part for the restoration is going to be in Arabi. I mean, the destruction there was so widespread, and in some of those neighborhoods in New Orleans East and in Gretna across the river.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Arabi looks and based on the reports, are be a rebuild. And in New Orleans East, we're focusing on that area. That's not so much as bad as Arabi was, but still will require a lot of work.
Yeah, and what are we talking about as far as restoration times for some of those hardest hit areas? I know you guys have already got some power restored overnight, but for some of those hardest hit areas, how long are we looking at?
Well, I will tell you, the team did a great job restoring as many customers as they could overnight. However, it was very difficult. So we're still doing a lot of assessing this morning and making sure we have a good plan, especially around Arabi. As there's just the level of damage there is just devastating.
Well, it's going to be, you'll need new poles, all kinds of stuff. Was there a substation or anything affected in that area?
Yeah, we did have some damage to one of our substations in that area as well.
And that will take a bit of time to restore too. So it's going to be a while for those folks in Arabi. But you know, a lot of those homes are total losses. So I mean, they're going to have to be rebuilt or whatever they decide to do.
And we're just being mindful. We know there's some search and rescue efforts taking place with additional resources from the fire marshal. Definitely our heart goes out, you know, thoughts and prayers to those who were impacted, you know, just their lives changed in an instant. So we're definitely standing with the community and we're making sure we can be there for them.
And we always talk about the challenges to restoring power after tropical storms and hurricanes. That's what we're used to. How is that different from tornado damage?
Well, I'll tell you, it's just for us, it's just a lot of debris out there right now. That was a lot of the feedback that I got last night. It's debris everywhere. And I will tell you that does slow down restoration. And one thing I'll just like to touch upon is just with all this debris, and I know I've heard your team mention it, but we need to make sure everyone in the community is mindful of any down power lines or any standing water. Stay away from any down power lines. Please don't get out of your vehicle if you feel you're around any down power lines, and make sure you let us know. We have folks out working to clear up those thoroughfares as quickly as possible, but please make sure you take your safety and make sure that's a priority.
Yeah, and a lot of these places, especially in Arabi, will have to be totally rebuilt with utility poles, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's correct. So we're mapping out that plan now and making sure we don't get too far ahead because, like you mentioned, there's a lot of houses that can't even take power. So some customers will need to reach out to electricians for damage that they have to their property. But you know, for those customers who can safely take power, we will be working to try to restore them as quickly as safely as possible.
All right, that's what people want to hear. And just quickly, have you guys had to bring in crews from outside of the area to help with this disaster?
We haven't brought any from outside the state, but we have mobilized crews from other areas within the state. And they have, you know, they mobilized yesterday, understanding that we weren't going to be impacted. And then they're starting this morning. And we had a good response plan, you know, to have resources working through the night. So we're doing pretty good with regards to restoration.
All right, John Hawkins, thank you very much.